Using information obtained from FEC reports, an online presentation of the FEC Information Division. Political committees registered with the FEC must file periodic reports to disclose all of their receipts and disbursements. These reports are made available to the public both at FEC headquarters in Washington, D.C. and on the agency's website. As part of these reports, committees must disclose the name, address, occupation, and employer of all individual donors who contribute more than $200 during a calendar year. The law places certain restrictions on the use of this information in order to protect donors' privacy. Those restrictions will be the focus of this presentation. To begin, we'll review the restrictions that apply to the use of contributor information. We'll then identify specific permissible and impermissible uses of that information, and describe a method committees can use to detect impermissible use of contributor information. Under the Federal Election Campaign Act and FEC regulations, the names and addresses of individual contributors may not be sold or used for any commercial purpose or to solicit any type of contribution or donation, such as a political or charitable contribution. This sale and use restriction applies only to the use of individual contributor information, not to the use of names and addresses of political committees. Committee information may be taken from FEC reports and used to solicit contributions from committees, and commercial vendors may compile and sell lists of registered committees. As an exception to the general rule, individual contributor information may be used in newspapers, magazines, books, or similar communications, provided that the principal purpose of such communications is not to communicate any contributor information listed on such reports for the purpose of soliciting contributions or for other commercial purposes. Under this exception, media outlets, such as newspapers and news and opinion websites, may republish individual contributor information, including personally identifiable information available on campaign finance reports. Now let's identify some specific permissible and impermissible uses of contributor information. Through a series of advisory opinions, the Commission has identified specific uses of contributor information that are acceptable and others that are not. These examples do not represent an exhaustive list of permissible and impermissible uses, but merely highlight some of the uses the Commission has specifically addressed. Permissible uses of contributor information include a company selling pages copied from FEC reports, such as receipts and disbursement data, as long as the pages do not disclose information on individual contributors. A PAC posting its FEC reports on internal bulletin boards. A business using campaign committee addresses to solicit them as potential clients. A candidate using names and addresses from an unauthorized committee's reports to inform its donors that the committee is not his authorized campaign committee. A candidate contacting an opponent's donors to correct an alleged misrepresentation of his views. And a PAC informing a campaign's donors that the candidate has switched parties and has offered refunds to anyone who requests them. Impermissible uses identified in Commission AOs include an individual's use of FEC reports to verify the names of individual contributors contained on a commercial list, thereby increasing its value. The Commission also concluded that a nonprofit organization cannot use contributor information copied from FEC reports in order to send out educational and advocacy information to individuals via direct mail. The mailing would be followed by another communication that might include a solicitation for funds, which would violate the sale and use restriction. Finally, let's look at a method political committees can use to determine if their contributor information is being used improperly. A political committee's donors list is one of its most valuable assets. In order to protect this asset, FEC rules provide a method for detecting whether the names and addresses of individual contributors are being used illegally. A political committee may sprinkle throughout or salt each report with up to 10 fictitious donors using real addresses that the committee can track. If a solicitation or commercial mailing is sent to one of the fictitious names, The committee will know that someone has illegally used the names of contributors disclosed on its report. To salt a report, a committee simply takes a portion of its unitemized contributions and creates fictional itemized entries, adjusting the appropriate totals on the detailed summary page. The committee then submits the list of fictitious contributions under separate cover directly to the Commission's Reports Analysis Division on or before the filing date of its report. The fictitious names will be maintained by the Commission and will not become part of the public record. If a committee, donor, or anyone else believes the sale and use restriction has been violated, they may file a written complaint with the FEC. The complaint should provide evidence of the violation and describe the specific facts and circumstances and names of the individuals or organizations responsible, the respondents. The complaint should also indicate which allegations are based on personal knowledge and which are based on outside sources, for example, newspaper articles. The complaint must be signed, sworn to, and notarized. For additional information, consult the FEC's Filing a Complaint brochure, available on our website. Complete and accurate public disclosure of the sources and amounts of funds used to finance federal elections is the cornerstone of America's campaign finance law. The sale and use restriction is designed to encourage that disclosure by protecting individual donors' privacy. Donors should be aware that the law and FEC regulations require committees to make their best efforts to obtain and disclose each individual donor's name, mailing address, occupation, and employer. Please note that a mailing address is any address at which an individual can receive mail, including home or work address, or a post office box. Let's wrap up our discussion by reviewing a few key points regarding the use of contributor information. First, information about individual donors disclosed on FEC reports may not be used for solicitations or for any commercial purpose. However, that restriction does not apply to information about political committees. Committees may identify impermissible use of donor information by salting their reports with fictitious names. The Federal Election Commission is committed to helping individuals comply with the federal campaign finance laws. We provide a wealth of compliance information on our website. We maintain a toll-free information line you can call for help without having to identify yourself. We respond promptly to questions sent by email, and we conduct conferences through the country, host roundtable workshops in Washington, D.C., and visit state capitals to meet with local candidates, party, and PAC representatives. We encourage you to use these resources, and we look forward to serving you.